South Africa, and a very, very warm welcome to you. This is Afternoon Express. I'm Jeannie D.
Good afternoon, South Africa. My name is Balisa Dembe, and of course, it is a Wednesday. It's hump day.
Totally.
We got to get over into the weekend side of the week.
But before we begin, we'd actually like to wish a very, very happy first day of school to all learners around the country, as many bundles of joy are getting back into the swing of things. And of course, Rachel Khaleesi dropped a hilarious back-to-school image this morning. Shame. We all know that a whole lot of parents across the country are definitely beaming with pride for their little sugars going to school. Make sure that you please drop your back-to-school picture with us. Hashtag Afternoon Express. We want to check it out. If you've got a cutie who went to school today, especially those little grade ones, or even first half high school, be sure to send us your back-to-school pics.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to that. Now, Wednesdays are all about wellness and highlighting health. In studio today, we have physical therapist Cameron Aberdeen here to show us how to set some post-festive season body goals.
I trained for a while with Cameron. He is the most amazing physical therapist.
I'm so
He's
nervous.
Incredible. No, it's going to be a good experience for you. Now, we also have Torsten Kohler here from the Love Your Nuts Foundation, shedding light on the issue of testicular cancer.
Absolutely. Again, I have to remind us to go onto social media and show us all of those little babies with their after-school backpacks and their little lunchbox cuptinis. We're looking forward to it. And listen, as you can see, we've got a gentleman here in the studio because our first guest for today is someone who has become well-respected in the photography world for his sheer commitment to quality.
So basically, photographer Kgomotso joins us to chat about how he pretty much stumbled into his current career and how it's literally taken him across continents.
Absolutely. So connect with us online. If you've got any questions for Kgomotso, tweet us at Afternoon Chat. But remember to use the hashtag Afternoon Express or pop over to our Facebook page and leave a comment. Welcome to studio, Kgomotso.
Thank you for having me, guys.
You're so cool, calm and collected, and I think that directly reflects the work that you do and everything that goes into it. But you kind of happened upon photography. It wasn't always your goal.
Yeah, so, I mean, there was a point where there was a whole wave with like Tumblr and Blogspot and Instagram, and I used to shoot with my phone, and I ended up buying a camera. I was working at the time at a call center, ended up buying a camera, and I started shooting, posting my work online, and a lot of people loved the work. I got to a point where I'm like, this is getting really serious, so let me just solely focus on photography, and that was
amazing.
it. Yeah.
So I believe that you wanted to initially become a doctor, then you went to law school, and now you're a photographer that I heard one of the most amazing compliments about. They said that you make the ordinary extraordinary through your work. What a great compliment.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that journey.
I mean, it's also what people observe or what they see from the work. I mean, I create work that I believe that I resonate with, work that I feel is authentic to me, or work that I'm familiar with. Well, spaces that I'm familiar with and people that I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
But people pick up different things from the work, you know? I can't explain it also, but what I know is that I create work from my heart and work from like a really good place.
And do you photograph like real life settings, or like I know with a lot of your pictures you've got like these really interesting shots? Do you place your models there, or is it real people in real life scenarios?
So I started out as a street photographer mostly, which is photographing what's already there.
Yeah.
But like as I grew with my photography, I ended up going more into the conceptual side of photography, which is mostly portraiture. So I do both. I do a bit of both, but I haven't done a lot of street in a while. So now it's mostly portraiture, where I take concepts which are mostly taken from everyday life and put them into studio, put them into a nice concept, and then photograph that.
Amazing.
Kgomotso, a lot of people, though, are quite interested in the new, in the different, exploring spaces that they're not familiar with. But as you've already mentioned, you're quite authentic in your work. It's places you visited, people you know, something that you've got a connection with.
Yeah.
Why is that so important, and why not venture out?
I think, I mean, venturing out will happen at some point, or it does happen. But I think it's really important, firstly, to tell our stories, or the story that I know. You know, so photographing where I grew up, or where I'm mostly in, it really is putting that space out into the world, or photographing the experiences that I'm used to. So, I mean, the only story that I know is my story. And I believe that from where I'm from, a lot of people have a similar story to the one that I have. So people are able to sort of like resonate to the work that I put out, because it's mostly shared experiences that they've also been through.
Yeah. But it appeals to everybody around the world, because you recently went to New York. Tell us about how your work was received there.
Oh yeah, so that was a portfolio review, and when I was there, I realized that a lot of people who were there, it goes back to the thing of shooting familiar spaces. What I realized while I was there is that a lot of people create work that they I don't want to say familiar with, but they're trying to find out more about themselves from where they are from. It has to do a lot with identity and a lot of other stuff.
And being inquisitive, I suppose.
Yeah, and I think what I took from that was for me to continue creating the work that I create, which is authentically South African, which I believe it is. And yeah, which is what I continue to do, because I was there in 2018. So yeah.
Before we go to our social media, I also need to find out from you, Kgomotso. I mean, these days you spoke about social media, Tumblr, Instagram.
Yes.
Everyone believes that they're a photographer. Everyone believes that if you've got a cool smartphone or if you've got, you know, a basic camera.
I'm pretty sick at selfies, I must be honest.
Can I tell you, girl? Jeannie knows I am the photographer here in studio. Like, I'm like, if you need a good picture taken,
very good.
it's me.
She knows my angles.
I'm telling you, and I didn't even study it or anything. So how are you able to stay so competitive in a space that's so overly saturated and, of course, stay leading the charge?
I mean, it goes back to staying authentic to yourself, shooting what you really think feels good to you, but also don't forget to like equip yourself with knowledge. I mean, there's the internet, there's YouTube, there's blogs people write about photography. There's also friends that I have who have went to school, so I'm able to sort of like bounce knowledge off them. As much as you're self-taught, you still need to sort of like equip yourself with knowledge on how to, I guess, stay competitive. The industry keeps growing, and you also keep growing as a person. I mean, you're not at a point where you're supposed to make a living out of this thing, and you need to sort of like know what's happening, you know. So you need to constantly upskill yourself with, I guess, the field that you're in.
Basically, do not be lazy. Go out and work. Even if you didn't study it, there's still ways to find out more. Now, we've asked you on social media if you've got any questions for Kgomotso, and we've got Mampoto here, who's used the hashtag Afternoon Express and asked, what made you go into this field? What made you choose photography?
I didn't choose it, literally.
It chose you.
Literally, yeah, it's one of those cliche things, like, it chose me. Like, I was working at I dropped out, worked at a call center. When I was there, I bought a camera with one of my salaries, and from then, I guess photography taught me a lot about like the person that I am, and it got really serious. And I was like, okay, I need to really like be serious about this thing, and that's how it happened. I never had thought that I would become a photographer ever.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, we absolutely love your work, and we're so glad that it found you.
Thank you so much.
After the break, physical therapist Cameron Aberdeen takes us through some really positive body goals.
Express yourself. Just relax, it's just us two. Just do you.
welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, South Africa, thank you so much for helping Crush share the goodness with another 20,000 pairs of Smart Step school shoes. Now, the 2020 Goodness Crew are really gearing up for their goodness tour and to distribute these Smart Step school shoes from Monday, the 20th of January. So please do tune into our sister show, which is Expresso, on Monday morning to see the Goodness Crew live in action at Rudaport Primary School. Remember, you could stand the chance to win your share of 250,000 Rand in cash and one of 5 school fees valued at up to 50,000 Rand each. So get your favorite Crush today and enter.
With your support, we are now able to donate 20,000 pairs of Smart Step school shoes to children in need. Celebrate goodness when you buy a Crush. Dial the number on the pack for a chance to win your share of cash prizes and school fees. Crush, share the goodness.
Oh, I love sharing the goodness. And speaking about sharing the goodness, 2020 is all about feeling good and looking even better. Now, physical therapist and fitness trainer, we've got Cameron Eberdeen, who joins us now in the loft. And he's about to shed some light on what foods we should stop, start, and continue eating if you want to get back into shape after the all-consuming festive season. I mean, Cameron, I definitely did consume it all. I think it's obvious. So if I want to make sure that I'm in fit shape and looking good, how do I get into that? And how does your profession feed into this lifestyle?
So in terms of what I do, physical therapy is a combination of biokinetics, exercise science, all combined with your standard fitness procedures and regimes to create a very specialized type of training. This training generally involves correcting muscle imbalances, posture, things like hip imbalances, etc., as well as the standard physical fitness procedures. To get into that is all about just building that healthy habit and, trying to get your mindset around it.
Absolutely, and consistency is key. For me, I struggle with that. I struggle with consistency working out, and of course, in the kitchen. I eat any and all things. So when it comes to diet and nutrition, how important of a role does that play? And what should we start incorporating in our food?
So I think it's a very common problem that a lot of people face when it comes to what to eat, when to eat it, for example. And just things that we could touch on would be what to cut out, perhaps. Maybe your saturated fats, your trans fats, things like that. Your processed food is generally where you would find that. These are the things that will increase your bad cholesterol, high blood pressure. They could always lead to insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes, things like that. We want to avoid those things.
Yeah, we definitely do want to stop off all sicknesses and kind of rid them from our bodies.
Exactly.
When we're preparing food, okay, let's just start there. Sometimes I don't know if I'm overcooking a veg, undercooking it. How do I ensure that my preparation keeps all the nutrients in the food and it is exactly the way I should be enjoying it?
Well, look, food preparation is not that difficult. Once you kind of get used to cooking the same foods over and over, it becomes a little bit of a routine for you. So in terms of that, you want to aim to obviously not overcook your animal products. Some people burn their meat, especially on a braai, for example.
I mean, I just found that out, that's so devastating. I love mine charred, so we shouldn't do that.
We shouldn't do that. No, that has, meat has carcinogens after that. Could lead to cancerous situations. We don't want that.
Okay, yeah, we don't want that. You're going to show us a first kind of exercise routine that people can try at home. It's super simple, super easy, and of course we're going to be working on our core and making sure that belly, we're turning it into a 6-pack, baby, and not a 1-pack. So how can we just get into it, and what's a safe way to do it and not safe ways?
Okay, so what I will do with you today is a standard variation of a very simple exercise, and something that a lot of people know how to do already.
Okay.
What we're going to get into is a side plank, but my modified version. So,
okay, we're changing it up here.
Yeah, we are changing it up,
All
adding
right.
a little twist to it. So what I want you to do is get down onto your side.
I'm going to face you so I know exactly what I'm doing.
That's fine. Just keep your eyes on me. So we'll do 3 different variations, one for beginners, intermediate, and advanced.
Okay.
First step, if you are a beginner, tuck your leg in, pull it up towards your bum, leg out straight. What you can do now is lift up. This is a standard side plank. We want to make it dynamic. This is something I speak about with my clients, is up and down, for repetitions.
Okay.
Just creates an almost oblique type crunch that can tone the love handles, which I think is quite a common issue.
I'm telling you, back at home we call love handles ipecheche. You know these like rolls that come through on the side. So this exercise basically works our obliques, making sure we have that nice hourglass figure.
Exactly. It's a common problem. A lot of people try to figure out how to get rid of those love handles. This is one way of doing it. To take that up a notch, what you would do is straighten your legs. Again, making it dynamic. We don't just want a standard static side plank. We want to be up and down.
So this is more an intermediate exercise.
This is more intermediate, correct.
Okay.
And then if we're really going to push it, what I want you to do is lift up for me, out in front, crunch.
Oh, wow.
And drop.
Whoa.
Crunch.
This is definitely
and
next
drop.
level.
And this is something I do with my clients that have a bit more experience in terms of what we've been working on.
Stunning. I already feel the burn, and that was only 2 seconds. So I can only imagine if you consistently do it, create lifestyle and fitness and become more of a lifestyle than just something you do on the go, off and on. You were speaking earlier about healthy fats and things that we should incorporate into our diets. What do those food types look like? And of course, coupled with a correct exercise routine, we get the results we want.
So in terms of our healthy fats, what we want to start doing is adding in our leaner meats. Fish, for example, salmon, excellent source of lean protein as well as your essential fatty acids, omegas. Things like that are essential to a balanced diet. We also want to look at maybe adding in some plant-based fats, your avocados, your nut oils, etc. Nuts, almonds, walnuts, things like that. So adding in those things and not being scared of fats. Because a lot of people have this negative connotation about fats. They're really, really good for you. You need them.
So they're created for a reason, and of course for all of us to enjoy. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Cameron, for coming through and breaking through what's a beginner, intermediate, and of course expert level of exercise. Make sure that you do incorporate that with a healthy diet, and make sure that you are feeding your mind, body, and soul. Now make sure you tune in for a Fruits of the Forest recipe. Plus, we have Testicular from the Love Your Nuts Foundation after the break. See you after the break.
Together we will fly. Just relax, it's just us two. Just do you. Nobody else. Just do you.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now it's that time of the year again. The 2020 Sun Met is coming to you with the most upper echelon level of luxury and opulence. And this year's theme, titled African Luxury Visionaries, will attract the most stylish celebrities, innovative African designers, and the top tier of entertainment.
Absolutely. We're talking the cream of the crop here. And guess what? You can stand a chance to win the grand prize of a 2-night stay at the exclusive Table Bear Hotel with flights, accommodation, and to top it all off, tickets to the VVIP marquee are all included. Super simple to enter. All you have to do is upload a video on SABC3's Facebook page telling us how stylish you are. Don't forget to use the hashtag SABC3, my stage, my vision, to stand a chance to win the ultimate VVIP experience at Africa's richest race day. Look, we're going to be broadcasting live.
We're doing a live broadcast, so we're going to be there the whole day. I can't wait to figure out what we're going to wear.
I know.
Look amazing.
Enter so we can see you there.
Creamier taste, bigger fruit pieces and cereals. Fruits of the Forest yogurt is made with love by Clover. Now, nothing beats a delectable afternoon sweet treat, and today we are infusing deliciously creamy Clover Fruits of the Forest with cereal into our fruity cake recipe for an extra bit of yum. Now, who said dairy and cereal are just for breakfast? Now, to get this recipe, SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. SMS is a R1.50 each, and free SMSs do not apply. Hello, my honey mom.
Hello, Jeannie.
I'm very excited about this recipe because I can enjoy like muesli and cereals and yogurts any time of the day.
I love that. That's absolutely
so
amazing.
good.
So to start our little cakes, we've got some flour in here. We're going to add some baking powder to that.
Yeah.
And you know, if you don't have a sieve at home, just whisk it.
Okay.
Use a whisk, and that does the same thing as if you're loosening all that flour.
Perfect.
And you're going to aerate it, just like we've aerated our egg and sugar over here.
All right.
So you've got to let it go until it's nice and creamy, pale and fluffy like that.
Egg and sugar, so that's like meringue.
Yes.
Okay.
Just the whole egg, not just the white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's the whole egg with the sugar, and then you've got to let it go until it's like really nice and thick and pale.
Beautiful.
So we're going to make a little well in here.
Yeah.
And then we're going to add some of our fruits of the forest.
Do you want me to do that for you?
Yes, please.
Oh, lovely. I
going
love the
to-
flavour. How much do you want?
We can go with, like, if you can eyeball like a half a cup.
Yeah, of course
Yeah.
I can.
Of course you can. You're very good at these things. There we go.
Yeah, that is
Perfect, perfect, because we want some of that fruity flavor. So
Yeah.
this Fruits of the Forest, it has, you know, it's got some oats and sunflower seeds and granola in there. So it's like kind of healthy, you
Yeah,
know,
it's amazing.
breakfast in a cake.
It's actually my favourite flavour.
Absolutely. So in here, we're going to add some crushed pineapple. Just for a bit of extra tang. And we're also going to go with some vanilla essence, just because it adds a bit of extra sweetness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also a bit of that pineapple juice that we had in there.
Amazing.
And then you just got to fill and fold everything, because you don't want to lose any of that, all
Yeah.
that aeration that you got into
Yeah, nice,
your mix.
fluffy, light,
Yes.
moist cake.
Absolutely. Okay, so once that's nice and combined, we're just going to then, you can do it in a cake tin, like a normal cake tin, or you can do a greased muffin tray, or even a cup, you know, you don't need the greatest of
And then
resources.
fold them out of it. Okay.
Yeah. And then we get that into there.
This is always where I go wrong when I try and make my godchildren cupcakes.
Okay.
Do you fold them to the top?
So, no, because we've added baking powder, so then you got to fold them just halfway.
Okay, because it's going to rise on its own.
Yes, and then they're going to form like tunnels, and they're just going to ploof.
Yeah.
Like
I learned that
volcanoes.
the hard way.
Yeah, just that's perfect. So they're going to bake for about 15 to 20 minutes at 180 degrees.
Perfect.
And then we're going
We'll
to...
leave this for later.
There we go. We'll fold that up. And then that's what they look like, nice and fruity.
Ta-dun, ta-dun.
And
This is
then
gorgeous.
Look at our gorgeous pineapple
Oh.
chips.
These are really, really nice and soft and moist. Beautiful.
Yes, and
How
that's-
did you do the chips?
The chips, we just took a normal pineapple.
This is actually the healthiest little snack I've ever
It
seen.
is, and they're great for anything.
idea, huh?
So you just dehydrate them. You got to try to thinly slice them, or at any thickness really.
Oh, how do you
Doesn't matter.
dehydrate? Like slice and then leave them?
You got to put them onto a baking tray,
Okay.
and then they go into the oven at about
Oh, so you don't have to like it's not the fruit version of biltong that you've got to leave
in the
to dry for like a couple of weeks.
for like days and days. No, this is just very simple and easy, same day result.
This is delicious.
Yeah, and then you can just decorate that onto our little cakes. You're
Yeah.
gonna add, instead of like a sugary frosting, you just add a bit more of the fruits of the forest.
Can I give them each like a little crown?
Yeah,
How beautiful that is. Looks like a gorgeous little sunflower.
yeah. And the flavors match very nicely. So we've used the strawberry and cranberry flavor, but
Yeah.
we've got some other flavors as well with fruits of the forest.
This is so delicious. And I can't believe
Quick and
using
easy.
that yogurt in the cake batter.
In the
like I'm
cake.
touching it now and it's just so soft and fluffy.
Yeah.
Really, really nice idea.
Thank you. And it's got that nice crunch from the granola and the sunflower seeds. So, winner.
Okay,
All
can't
round.
wait to have this with my tea in just a bit. And if you would like to make this yummy recipe, simply SMS Clover to 33650. And in case you missed the steps, here's a quick recap.
Made with love by Clover. Creamier taste, bigger fruit pieces and cereals. Fruits of the Forest yogurt is made with love by Clover.
Now, Torsten Kuhler, who is the founder of the Love Your Nuts Foundation, joins us now on the couch, along with Francois de Wet, who is one of the beneficiaries of the foundation. We chat all about the important work that they're doing to tackle testicular cancer. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
So tell us a little bit about your journey, how you were confronted, I suppose, or conflicted with testicular cancer.
I was 30 years old when I was diagnosed with testicular cancer. I was a teacher during that time, preparing lessons for sex education, and had bought a children's book that I taught on their level.
Yeah.
So lying in bed in the evening, reading through this children's book, there was a chapter on all the diseases and a little paragraph that said testicular cancer is most common between 15 and 40. While lying in bed, I checked and I felt a little lump. And then no pain, nothing. In typical male, we don't immediately go to the doctor.
Yeah.
So 14 days later, I went to the doctor and it was testicular cancer in an early stage, luckily. But yeah, that's how I found out. I've read it in a children's book.
That must have been so traumatic for a young man at 30 years old. It's a lot. I mean, how did you feel in the doctor's office when he's giving you this news?
I think your life shatters into a million pieces
Yeah.
because you're 30 years old.
Yeah.
You think only old people get cancer.
Yeah.
That happened in '95, so there was no internet, not a lot of information available. I was in Namibia during that time. I couldn't find anybody else to talk to. The fears that you have, the thoughts. It's a lonely and dark journey.
Sure.
And I think a lot because men don't talk.
And did you know what options were available to you then in terms of treatment?
Yeah, the doctor said to me, in my case, I need chemotherapy. And then when I left the doctor's room, I went to the Cancer Association in Namibia just to get some more information, but there was really little information. So I knew I'm going to need chemotherapy, and it's going to be 2 sessions of chemotherapy 5 days in a row.
because it was early detected, it was more like a precaution thing because the cancer hadn't spread yet.
Yeah. And what was chemo like for you?
Chemo is, if it comes to the physical pain compared to the surgery, it's the worst thing. I always say normally you go to a hospital when you don't feel well and you get treatment and then you feel well. With chemotherapy, it's actually the opposite.
You get worse.
You walk in there, you don't have pain, and when you walk out, it's actually...
What does it feel like? What pain does it give you throughout?
At the beginning is, it feels like a flu. And then the more chemo you get, then things change, like you don't have, your taste buds doesn't work anymore. So you can have a glass of water or eat a steak, it tastes the same. You lose you lose your hair, you get wounds inside your mouth. So all the cells that produce or that grow very quickly, like cancer cells, are actually getting destroyed. That's actually why you lose your hair.
Okay.
And it grows back after the treatment, and hopefully chemo is strong enough to kill the cancer. Because they're the most greedy ones, so they take most of the poison. Hopefully.
That sounds like such a traumatic journey, and to find out and have to act immediately is almost scary. For yourself, Francois, I mean, you found out 2 years ago when you were 36, so you were a little older than, of course, Torsten. But how did your journey look like from when you found out you were diagnosed through I mean, I can only imagine.
Well, I was lucky. I was born in the internet age.
Yeah.
So I went through the same emotions of being scared, feeling vulnerable, thinking maybe it's my fault, maybe I did something wrong. And luckily the internet was there, and I met this man through Love Your Nuts. And through that dark time of chemo in the middle of the night when I don't want to do it, gave him a ring, and he gave me hope because I know he made it, and he's not too bad, so I knew I'd make it as well.
That's so funny how you speak about making it and seeing Torsten, that he's made it at the end of the tunnel. But Torsten, you say that for you the real test and the real trials came after you were healing, in the healing journey, and when you left the hospital.
Yeah. I think everybody handles it differently. In my case, it was I saw when I went for chemo all these other cancer patients, and then 3 weeks later I was there again for my next session, and you see the same people but half the size. And then you think, is this my journey now? Slowly dying of this cancer, maybe they can't do anything. So after I've done with treatment and everything, you still have to go up for checkups. And at the beginning especially, you feel a pain somewhere in the body, then you think, oh, must I go to the doctor? Maybe it's pain, it's back. So it drove me nuts.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Love Your Nuts. How did it start and why?
First, way back, there was nobody to talk to, so my therapy was writing. So I've written a book. I've written it in German. It was published in Germany in 2004. In 2011, I spent money on a translation, and the English version is called Love Your Nuts. Testicle cancer touched my life.
He was the model.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, it's me. And then I started a Facebook page with the book. And during the time when I was a teacher, because there was the 12-year-old one that had chemotherapy when I had testicular cancer. So when I was back at school, I always thought, all these boys that pass me on the passage, they're all at risk, they all love their nuts, but they don't know that they should check once a month.
Yeah.
So I was a biology teacher, and every year, one lesson with a new class group, I explained testicular cancer and breast cancer because girls were sitting in class. And both these cancers is self-examination, both these cancers you search for lumps, both these cancers, if you go in time, you've got a good chance to survive.
Wow. Tell us that searching for the lumps, what does a lump feel like? So if you do happen to, because I assume it'll be the same with the breast, and I mean it would be like with that, what do you feel for?
It's on the testicle itself. The testicle normally is smooth.
Yeah.
And if guys feel regularly over their surface, they will pick up that there is suddenly a bump that wasn't there a month ago. And then they should go immediately. Okay. So it's not the strings and the veins at the back of the testicle, it's on the testicle itself.
We'll have diagrams and all that information on our website if you do want to give yours a check.
And finding out, more importantly, what are the right ways of doing it, because I can only imagine the confusion that might come into play. I mean, Francois, I don't know how Love Your Nut has helped you and made you more aware of what's happening around you and in your body.
The big thing about Love Your Nuts is creating awareness. So if number one, men are afraid of going to the doctor. If you'll know if there's something wrong with your testes, just go to the doctor. So it's a big drive we have. We try and support men. Go to the doctor. Men's health is important. Look after yourself.
We all know that men have such a tough time talking about feelings and, of course, health. Why is it so vital that men start speaking about this? Because, I mean, is it so... I mean, I can imagine it must be super lonely going through the journey of finding out that you're sick and then recovering.
And, I mean, just to add on that, I know, Francois, you call it the shy disease.
Yes.
The disease of shyness. What does that look like for a man going through?
The easiest way to explain is whenever we talk to men about testicular cancer, they either make a joke or they try and ignore it. So they're shy about it. So the more we speak about it, the more we get it out there. And Torsten's has done a wonderful job of putting it out on social media and making it available. And more men talk about it. Men feel comfortable, they go to the doctor, and we save lives that way.
Because I suppose early detection, if you get it sorted out early, then you can have a perfectly normal life.
And the UK statistics, for instance, it's 96% survival rate. And the 4% that die is actually for two reasons only. It's boys in puberty, they feel there's a lump, but because the body changes, they think it's part of the change happening, and because they don't know that it could be testicular cancer, they don't go. And they pass away because they don't know.
And also because it's such... The inception is so young, the age rate at which you get it is
and the second reason is actually men, they feel there's something wrong and they find it too embarrassing to go to the doctor, so they actually die of embarrassment, and it's not necessary.
That is so unnecessary. So if you need any assistance with your nuts, then simply visit Love Your Nuts. So join us after the break as life coach Namarin Richards takes us and talks to us about support systems. Plus, we chat about taking care of ethnic skin with AfriDerm. Thank you so much.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, the 2020 Sun Met is coming to you with the most upper echelon level of luxury and opulence. This year's theme, titled African Luxury Visionaries, will attract the most stylish celebrities, innovative African designers, and the top tier of entertainment. I'm so excited for this event. There's so much to look forward to. Now, you can stand a chance to win the grand prize of a 2-night stay at the exclusive Table Bear Hotel, with flights, accommodation, and tickets to the VVIP Marquee are all included.
I cannot wait for this event. It's definitely going to be #1 on the social calendar. So all you need to do is upload a video on the SABC3 Facebook page. Tell us how stylish you are using the hashtag SABC3, my stage, my vision, and stand a chance to win the ultimate VVIP experience at Africa's richest race day. We do love rich.
Together we will fly. Just relax, it's just us two. Just do you.
Now, the beginning of a new year also signals hundreds of people around the country joining the workforce for the very first time. Now, even if you're super jazzed and well prepared for your new venture, you probably have some first day jitters. I know I did. Now, in studio today, we've got Uzandi Sidinile on the couch, and she's one of the Afternoon Express interns who is going to share how she got through her first day of work, as well as, of course, sharing some tips on how to put your best face forward. Zandi, hi. It's so good to have you on the couch. You know, we always see you running around behind the scenes, making sure that everything is taken care of. You're doing such an incredible job. But tell me, girl, the day you found out that you're going to be interning on Afternoon Express, how did that feel and what department do you work in?
I was very excited. I'm in the finance department. I was very excited, not only about, not only was I excited about seeing all the celebrities around, but I was just excited by being here. Not only will Afternoon Express look great on my CV, but the opportunity that I got, it's major. I wouldn't turn it down for anything.
Oh, I love the sound of that. And that's all that this year is all about, and especially the beginning of the year is new opportunities, new challenges, 20 plenty, and doing the absolute most. I mean, when you got here and you needed to prepare for your first day, how confident were you stepping into the workforce? Did you feel like you were well equipped for what you're about to tackle?
Yes, I was. I was definitely, because I have faith. 100%. And plus, I learned a lot at school, so I had the backup. I was ready.
Are you ready?
Mamela.
So
I was ready.
Besides the school and besides, talking to yourself mentally and getting yourself amped and hyped up, how did you prepare to enter the workforce on that first day and make a lasting impression? I know you just started on Monday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're only on day 3,
but that's fine,
We're getting there step by step. How did you prepare for that first day?
Okay, for my first day, I knew that it was going to be a long, tiring day, so I made sure that I wear comfortable shoes, comfortable clothing, and I made sure that I carry a healthy lunch. I had my healthy snacks, and I drank lots of water, maintaining the glow. And I had my essentials, my brush, my mints, and my glow.
Yeah, the things that you need to make sure that you look popping. And I know you spoke a lot about just now making sure you pack the right lunch, making sure you eat.
And my notepad. I had my notepad too to jot down everyone's
just in case I say something that's super important, No, I'm just kidding.
That too.
But how important is glowing skin to you? You kept speaking about this glow. You're drinking a lot of water to get this glow, making sure you've got the right food to ensure that this skin is popping. I mean, how important is a fresh face to you and skin hydration and skin clarity?
It's very important, especially during summer. Some people tend to get rash, heat rash, and all of that, and you can avoid that by just drinking lots of water. And I'm very big. I'm huge on healthy skin, healthy lifestyle. So I maintained my skincare routine, and I added plus 2-3 glasses of water to my consumption of water. And I've also started using the Afriderm serum.
Oh, nice. Oh, girl,
serum.
I'm obsessed with that serum.
It's the best. I use that, and the day cream. It maintains the moisture throughout the day. And, of course, the glow. The glow.
Come on, girl. That luminance. And what I love about the serum as well is that if you've got dry skin and you really do struggle through the summer seasons, it hydrates your skin, it rejuvenates your skin, make sure that glow is there.
And it's quite good for oily skin too.
I was literally about to say the same thing. Girl, if you've on the opposite scale and you have oily skin, it'll mattify it, but not take away the glow. It's the perfect in-between, the perfect balance.
And it maintains the moisture right through the day.
Right through, girl. You look great.
Perfect.
And also you're doing such an incredible job on Afternoon Express.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us. I know we're going to hopefully teach you a lot. We can't promise too too much.
I'm willing to learn a lot from you.
Ngiyabonga, siswami. Now, look, you heard it here first. From what you hear, from what you wear, to what you bring, to what you say, the last thing that you want to have to is worry about your skin on the first day on the job. Now, which is why Afriderm Serum Concentrate is the perfect solution for, of course, the calming problematic skin and correcting excessive dryness or oiliness. Hashtag glowing.
Care for your special skin and tell yourself, you're beautiful. Love the shade of your skin. An all-in-one solution for beautiful skin.
Now, support structures are an integral part of how we survive in the world, and it's really important to create healthy ones.
Absolutely. Now, life coach Nariman Richards is here to join us and, of course, share more about support systems. Now, connect with us online if you've got any questions for Nariman. All you need to do is tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the hashtag Afternoon Express or comment on our Facebook page. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
On Wednesdays, we love to talk about health, wellness, holistic living, and of course, a lot of that goes into the people that back you, the people that support you. But we throw around the term support system so frivolously these days, and everyone is part of our clique, part of our day ones. So what is a support system and how should it look like at the core?
Well, I think the core of a support system is really people who you can depend on. Who you can lean on in times of crisis, and that can come in your family members. It can be your friends, close friends. Oftentimes, I mean, in our traditional definition of support systems, I think we look at family. But I think the modern support system has been expanded. You can have a coach, you can have a mentor. You can, but ideally it's somebody that you can depend on. When you are experiencing crisis or you're in struggle.
The problem is, or not really the problem, but I think if you look at gangsterism, they sometimes have this brotherhood. If you look at drug addicts, their fellow enablers, I suppose, also become a support system. So how do you know that you necessarily have the right support system around you?
That's a good question.
Look, I think there are healthy support systems and there are unhealthy or potentially toxic support systems. I think if you as an individual is in healthy relationships, you will know that. If you are in a toxic relationship, something will feel off. If you're getting your support from, like you say, being in a gang or you know, morally, there's something not right here. So I think the first thing to ask yourself is are these healthy relationships or are these toxic relationships that I'm actually drawing on for my support?
Do you think everybody has support systems, or does everybody need support systems? Because what happens to those people who really feel like they have no one to turn to when they need help?
I think as human beings, we are wired for connection. We depend on people to meet our needs. So yes, we all need support systems because our life will bring us to a point of struggle at some point. A crisis may happen and we need to know that there are people out there that we can reach out to. So I don't think we can live independently at all when it comes to support structures. Fortunately, for some of us, we have good support structures within our families. We don't have to go further than that. And then just to add to that, I mean, support comes in various ways. So sometimes that's an instrumental support, meaning I need someone to just keep an eye on my kid. You know, and I have to go somewhere. So it's just doing something. And you know, there's that one family member or that one friend that you can pick up the phone and say, listen, I'm stuck, you know.
I need your help.
And then sometimes it's emotional support. When you are in crisis emotionally or you've you've just lost your job.
Yeah.
You've just found out that your husband is going to divorce you, or you know, we have so many life's challenges, and then you reach out to that friend who you know won't judge you, won't make you feel worse than you already feel.
Yeah, like I'm just making a connection with our previous interview with the Love Your Nuts guys. Like, and they were saying that men die from testicular cancer if they don't get it sorted out because of late detection, or because they end up dying of embarrassment because they don't want to speak to people about it. So how can you encourage people within support systems to actually lean on people for support and accept the help sometimes, and to be able to share that information in order to receive the help?
That's actually a very good question, and I think something that listeners should really take heed of, because I think when you are the supporter, then it's also important to know how to support people. Yeah. Because it's not about what we want in that instance. It's about what the other person needs. Yeah. Because oftentimes our go-to is to give advice. So in the instance of a man finding out, let's say that he has testicular cancer, the support around him, which is normally obviously family, close relations, I think the best thing for them to do is to reach into themselves and connect with that part of them that can be empathic first, that can not say, you know, we tend to, as human beings, we want to tell you about someone else's story, or we want to talk about, you know, because that's also vulnerable for the supporter. The one who's hearing the news is also feeling uncomfortable, because what do I say to you, and how do I do, you know?
And is the information that I'm giving you correct? Because there's a responsibility in sharing accurate advice. Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being my support system.
Girl, we need each other, because, you know, it's going to be an incredible year for everyone, and we need to make sure that everyone feels supported in everything that they do. But don't go anywhere, because after the break, we get some final thoughts from all of our incredible guests, so tune in for that.
Thank you. So you're going to say.
Just relax, it's just us two. Just do you.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. I hope that you're having a fantastic afternoon. Now, there isn't a day that goes by when we don't learn something new on our show. Now, all of our guests are back on the couch giving us final thoughts on the really important conversations that we had today.
Absolutely. We touched in the beginning before the adverts that support systems are key, are crucial, and I want to find out, a lot of people that we find out on the news, entertainers more than anything, they seem like they've got it all sorted. They seem like they're all above board, but in fact, they're drowning. So how can we identify someone who acts like they're okay, but actually needs the support more than ever?
Well, again, like I said, your support comes from the most important people in your life. So if this relationship is very important to you, there will be some red flags that will show you something's not right here. So the closer you are in that relationship, something will flag for you. They're missing appointments, or they're just looking down. Then then I'd say they're just not themselves in some way. Just approach them maybe and say, look, is there anything you want to speak about?
Yeah. And gentlemen, I think hindsight is always some of the most amazing visions to have. If you could give any advice to anybody watching who is about to embark on a journey of chemo or has just found out that they've got testicular cancer, what do you wish you knew? What do you wish you knew then, now then?
I think information is the key, because if you know where you stand, then you know in which direction it's going to head.
Yeah.
At the beginning, when I was diagnosed, I didn't know, will I live 6 weeks, 6 months, will I make it or not?
Yeah.
But as soon as when the doctor told me, these are the facts, then you actually, it's a bad or dark journey, but you know where it goes. So honesty, straightforward, I think, is what cancer patients are looking for.
And what do you know now that you wish you knew then?
I think I just tell myself to have the belief. Cancer can be beaten. There's 2 of us, and it can be done. You're going to be okay. Stay positive and do it. Yeah.
And kgomotso, over here we're speaking about lifestyle, we're speaking about health and wellness, but for yourself in your career, I'm sure you needed a lot of support from your family, your friends. Yeah. How did your support system look like when you decided to change the pace and go in a different direction?
I think I was really lucky enough to have parents that were, my mom mostly, she was very supportive with whatever decision I took. Like when I dropped out, she was like, okay, if you feel like this is not what you want to do, then that's okay. And when the photography started becoming serious and I quit my job, and she was like, okay, if you feel that this is what you want to do, you can also go forward with that. So I think,
go mom.
That was really important for me, because usually you find parents want to steer you into a certain direction, So I think she's always been there, been supportive till now, So yeah, I think that's the most support.
It's lucky.
That's the most system I needed.
It's lucky to have a strong support system. It really is. Thank you to all of our guests for being with us today. It certainly was a very informative, amazing show. Lovely to meet you all, and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now make sure that you catch us on Tuesday, as we'll be off air tomorrow until Monday due to the cricket. We'll be missing you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us. Until next Tuesday, good night and God bless.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.